And the Kansas City Chiefs. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Alert, alert. Lucky.
Now a play fake, and it's locked. And connecting here with DJ Shark.
Let's go.
23 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout, but let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
On 1st and 10, Luck. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
11.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Again, Locke. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
On the ready. 55. Mike 55. It's our time. It's our time. Tight door. Kill.
Now a man in his 13th NFL season, it's Adrian Peterson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
So we got man.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down, and he's got room. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Kyler Murray, a 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback in his Heisman campaign in Oklahoma. He's got the 1st down. first down. Here's a run with Peterson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
55, right there in the middle, 55. It's coming this way, Here we go. Mike, 55. 55, Mike. And we got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
From the gun on third down, Murray. Eluding, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go.
There's a hush indeed. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right, number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. This is caught by Antonio Brown. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Brings up third down.
Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
55 to Mike. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Mike 55. Mike 55. Man, I got you.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Chiefs nothing.
Right here. Mike, go. Right there in the middle, 55. We own this. We echo. Mike, 55.
Murray now on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Michael Thomas, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen. And I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
And that's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler Xavier Howard. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
We can't be stopped. Here we go. 60-yard line. Eat. Record. Check safety. 22, check, cover.
They'll run on first down. It's Peterson. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. And Brown's got it for a Chiefs touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Lott. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. DJ Chark with touchdown number 8 on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Check tight end, check tight. Check tight. Mike 55, right there in the middle. 55.
Throwing is Murray on third down. Escaping the pressure right. And a throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now it's the backup Greer. Hunter Henry brings it in. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Complete to Hunter Henry.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Minnesota.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, here's Breida. They find some open field here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Ready?
Greer on first down. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. And now the throw taken in by Chark. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Back. Pilot, 64, weak.
They snap it to Greer. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
At the 16-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Switch. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Switch off. 56. Mike, 56.
On 2nd down, here's Murray. It's complete to Chris Conley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10.
Check 55. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Hayward. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Let's go one more. 55 is Mike, guys. 55. Ricky. Hurry.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Murray now. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Badgley able to knock this one through. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This one fielded at the 5.
At their own 34-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
We want it. Come to my work.
From the 39, Murray. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
Mike 55. Too little, Cupcake. Mike 55. Right there. Hey, 55. Get him. Hot seven.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go. That's caught at the 25. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down. On the ground, it's Riddick. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Blue down. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Focus, defense, focus. Mike 55. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
2nd down, Murray sets to throw. He's going to take a shot, and Brown's got it for a Kansas City touchdown. Antonio Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Chiefs 24, Vikings 14. Michael Badgley sets the kickoff.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 53 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And now Greer, he fumbled the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 7 on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Bullet good on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Here we go. Hand read. Check. Watch 54. We ain't giving up nothing. Mike's 54. Hey, let's get in that holes. Hey, watch that.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray, the attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Riddick with a carry. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Right there. 54 Mike. I got you. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. 61.
Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
Murray to throw on 3rd and 1. Flushed out right. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Watch screen. Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 3.
A 10th carry now for Peterson. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
I'm coming for you. Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
Shotgun now from Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Mike 54. 6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Kill. Hey, turn it out. 1, 6, 4. Wait. Slam. Go. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a 2-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. A play fake. Now Greer to throw. He'll buy some time right. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Greer sets to throw. He can run for it, and he will. Well, apart from Kyler Murray, not too many mobile QBs in this year's rookie class, but some good scrambling there to get the first. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Off play action, Greer. He'll find Metcalf.
Let's go, let's go!
Greer now, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Greer. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over. It's caught inside the 25. That one goes for 30 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. They fake the handoff, now Greer. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. On play action. Greer to throw it. He completes it to Henry. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
From the 27, Murray escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to send this one deep right. He's got a man complete. 39 yards there, a big one. That was a fantastic job of keeping that play alive. He had a chance to tuck it. I thought he might.
They work on those situations all the time. This is coached, being able to keep your eyes downfield, keep the play alive, and not automatically run with the football. How about that lesson absorbed, and it turned into a big play?
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
1st down, Murray. Flush to his right. He's going, and this is caught inside the 5. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Check, walk 54, walk it up. You got nothing in there. You got nothing. He's coming. We got double up. Kill. Echo. Coming. Double up. He's coming, double up. Mike's 54.
They'll run with Peterson. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Shit. Watch safety creep. Safety's creeping. Check. Nice ball. Orbit. spot 4. Mike spot 4. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Right there, 54, right there, 54.
On second and goal, Murray, and he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Will Dissly, his second touchdown on the season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. He had a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. A throw over the middle taken in. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. A very solid gain of 27. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Now it's Greer. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Greer now to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. He's back to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Matt Breida with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Come on, go. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Check 52.
Back to throw. Murray. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Right there. 54 Kansas City Chiefs.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check.
Now Murray. Flushed out right. He'll run it. Murray, strong running. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
I got you. 25, check 25.
Here's Reddick. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Watch the screen. Pass. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. In your face.
To throw is Murray. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They're going for it. It's Murray. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
First down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Now Riddick. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. So everything hanging in the balance, resting on the right foot of Michael Badgley. He's made one and he's missed one thus far. This for the win, and his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. The home crowd here absolutely loves it, as they should, getting the field goal in the closing moments and likely going to get out of here with a W.
A W, celebrations all around. How about how everyone's going to leave this stadium, right? And you know something? He probably makes more money than most of the 60,000 people here, but they're all willing to buy him dinner tonight, aren't they?
Oh, they don't care. He's a man of the people right now. After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
Let's go, fellas.
Today's final score, Chiefs 31.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Kansas City, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.